Hey, what it do? What it do? What it do? This is your number one crew. This is Mr. 803. You know 619, but I'm 803 because I am the Black Luchador, Mr. OTR, Mike Drop, aka the Oracle. Booyaka, booyaka.
I can't even do an intro right now. I can't. I can't.
Hey,
Oh my God.
can y'all imagine a wrestling move called the 803?
Gosh. Ghetto Lucha Brain.
Luchador.
Luchador. Hey, what it do? What it do? This is your boy Rant J, aka Thursday Night J, aka I. There's no way to top that. Like I can't even come up with anything. Like that's just insane.
What's going on, everybody?
I had to do.
Oh, go ahead.
My-
Nah, get
Go
it
ahead,
off.
go
Keep going.
Not do your intro. Do your intro. Do your intro.
Well, this is your boy Trey, aka Treyway, aka OTR Trey, aka Thursday Night Trey. And yeah, man, let's get back to the luchador over there. He already
So
unmasked.
I already unmasked. It's the Oracle. It's OTR mic drop, not Mr. 803. But I did this. I've been had it since I came back from Cancun. I was gonna wear it last one, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till Jay ass get on here because I knew he'd get a kick out of this joke. I almost bought three.
You should have. I would have taken one.
I should have. I know you would have. We would all did a whole podcast,
Oh, I would use mine
Oh yeah, I already know.
with the hat. All right. Well, everybody, we got a jam-packed show for you today. So let's go ahead and get right into it, man. So there were over the past weekend there were two shows, NXT Heatwave and Money in the Bank. We can go ahead and knock Heatwave out really quick, the NXT joints. While I go through that, was there anything that surprised you during Heatwave?
You mean other
Um,
than what's his name losing the championship? No.
who Tree?
Yeah.
I mean, old buddy. I'm so bad with NXT names, but the black dude that was in
Javon?
that match, yo, Javon.
Javon
Yes,
Williams?
Yeah.
that motherfucker. He stole the show. He stole the
Yeah,
show.
he did.
He can't
did.
talk. He can't talk, but he stole the show.
He talked like he from the hood. He talked like he
He do talk like he from the hood, but at the same time, he can't talk.
I'm trying to find the damn oh, here we go. The results. And the results. Uh Let me see. Okay, so let's go. Let's start North American Championship. Obafemi versus Wesley. Obafemi retained. He will now be going against Duke Hudson from Chase U. How we feel about this?
I'm not mad that he won. I based upon what happened, I'm kind of glad because it puts Wesley back with his compadres, which we'll talk about, later on. But
Hmm.
I'm not mad. Like I did pick Wesley to win, only because I felt like Obafemi could be a very great competitor as the NXT for the NXT championship.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think I picked Oba. So yeah, man.
No, we both agree with Wesley.
Okay, I picked Wesley. So dang.
You know you can't outsmart the chupacabra.
All right. So next one, let's go to the women's side of that. Kalani Jordan. I know I picked her versus Sol Ruka.
I picked
Kalani
so.
Jordan retained. Kalani Jordan retained.
Yeah,
So what
I
we think
mean
about
that
this?
was fair. That was fair. I mean, she just won the damn title. I like
I
Soul
was
Ruka.
just
I like her moves.
I was gonna say the same
Mhm.
thing. I can't see her losing. Hold on one second.
But yeah, I like Soul Ruka's like in ring moves. But the comparison that they said it reminded them of Ricochet and Will Ospreay match when it was over like in the Indies, and just looking at the move style or how they was going back to back, doing counters and stuff like that. Yeah, that match was legit.
Okay. Let's move on to the NXT Tag Championships. Frazier and Axiom defeated Chase U.
I picked Chase U. I don't know why they kept it on Axiom and Frazier. I don't
Mm.
know. Maybe I guess they got some momentum going, but I definitely thought that Chase U should have won it. But hey, can't get them all right.
NXT Women's Championship. Roxanne Perez defeated Lola Vice. I know I picked Lola Vice, but
Yep.
yeah, man, rough day.
Yeah, it was. Heat Wave was not my compadre.
But all these matches, I'm looking on Bleacher Report. All these matches, the lowest matches gotten a B minus, and that was Oba and Wesley.
Hmm.
All right, and that is your Heat Wave card. Round of applause for that.
You did. Hold on, you didn't do the champion, the NXT championship one.
Oh, because we already talked about it briefly. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, we briefly talked about it, but that's the fucking one that I got right. That's the fucking match that I got right.
you had you
Shit.
had you had all ego winning.
Hell yeah, hell, ego winning. I definitely said I wouldn't be mad if Trick won, but I felt like Ethan Page was gonna win, and lo and behold, he did.
Okay,
Yeah, that was a short title run.
Yeah,
that's
I
actually
mean,
going to tie
yeah,
into something that I want to talk about later on. But how'd you feel about the way that Trick lost it?
it it. I don't like it only because it made it seem like Ethan Page and Sean Spears was like in cahoots for him to pull Trick, like to keep him from breaking up the pin. But that whole selling and taking a trick shot and falling back to get the victory, I was like, oh, okay, that.
Real Shawn Michaels S.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
really
pretty
was.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, it really was.
All right, now let us get to Money in the Bank. I'm really excited to hear what y'all think about this.
Hmm.
2024 match card. All right, so we can start with the first match, which was the men's Money in the Bank, which involved Drew McIntyre, uh, L.A. Knight, Jay Uso. Uh, who else? I'm trying to pull it up now. Who else was in it, y'all?
Andrade, Andrade.
Andrade. I forgot.
Andrade,
Gable,
Gable.
and
Yep.
Mm.
we're missing one more. I think.
You you said L.A. Knight, Andrade, Gable, Jay Uso, Drew McIntyre, and damn,
Oh,
there was
Mello.
one more.
Mello. It
Mello.
was
Mello. Yeah,
Mello.
Mello.
yeah, yeah,
All right. So Drew McIntyre won. I believe we all picked that. I think
yeah.
we either picked him or Jay
Yeah, pretty
Uso.
much.
I definitely said Drew was gonna win it just because you just kind of foresaw what was gonna happen.
Well,
I,
something told me Drew was gonna win it when he was on the night before talking about how once he wins, he's immediately cashing in the money in the bank the same night. And I said,
right.
here comes the CM Punk bullshit.
What told me that Drew was going to win was when they started the show with the men's match. That's what let me know he was going to
Yeah,
win.
That too.
fact.
If they had done it any other time, then I think Jay would have won it. But yeah,
So, so does this make him not main event Jay Uso?
They
Because
need
we
to kill.
definitely
They need
said
to kill the main
he,
event name.
he
They need
hasn't
to
been
kill
main
it.
event. He hasn't been main Jay Uso in forever.
He hasn't been main event
yeah,
Jey Uso since he beat Roman.
Yeah.
facts.
Now I will go ahead and say because I texted y'all this in the group chat because I was watching it live. I had some people over, and my sentiment was because we're gonna talk about all the matches. I said that this pay per view was ass except for the women's ladder match. Damn, Danny over
It
there banging
was.
pots and pans, Danny.
My fault, y'all. I'm multitasking, bro. Like I'm doing podcasts, I'm cooking dinner. Like shit, we go through shit sometimes. You feel me?
But yeah, I
Shit,
thought
gotta
that
be done. Right.
I thought the whole event was ass except for the women's match.
I mean,
It really was
if you ranking it out of 10, it was definitely a 6,
a
and the only
six.
reason why it got to a 6 was because of the women's Money in the Bank match.
And
Yo,
I don't know
I'm
if I think it
trying to
was.
figure.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
I'm trying to figure out like the past. I don't know what 4 Money in the Banks. The women's matches have been better than the men's.
Yeah,
I think the reason why y'all agreed that this wasn't the greatest Money in the Bank was because it was so predictable. Like everything was predictable.
yeah, it
Yeah,
really
There
it
were
was.
was.
there were no surprises, nothing.
Nah.
And then all right, so even the way that Drew won the match, I was like, okay, whatever. Now let's get to the next one. Sami Zayn defeated Braun Breaker. I think I picked Sammy. I remember I did pick Sammy.
Yeah, that was
Sim-
bullshit.
there's no way Sami Zayn should have won that match.
He only won it
Got to
because it was
keep.
in Canada.
They just destroyed Braun Breaker's image with just that one match right there.
You
So
think
then
so?
he had to come the next. No, he had to come the next night and like fucking wreck shop again,
Yeah,
just to prove a point. But I feel like the momentum that he had going, he shouldn't have lost that match.
he shouldn't have.
If he was going to lose, y'all think it should have been by like disqualification or him just going too crazy? Not a straight,
It had to.
not a clean loss.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been pinned.
Nah.
Because
And then he
the
got
reason
hit.
why I said that, the reason why I said Sammy was going to win was because I knew that this was going to be a multi-match feud, and I didn't think that they were going to put the title on Braun that fast. They wanted him
Why
to
not?
chase it a little more.
He's gonna win it at
Because
SummerSlam.
yeah, he's going to win at
He's gonna
SummerSlam.
he's gonna win it at SummerSlam.
I get it, but I'm just like, it's not like it's the main title. I feel like with an Intercontinental title, like that's the title that like we all agreed in the past. That shit that's the title that could be shopped around in 3 months, not held for 6 months.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just
I
held for
mean,
600
even though
days.
Sammy did win uh what he won 3 months ago because that's when WrestleMania was. That's when he won it,
yeah, he
right?
won it. He won it at WrestleMania.
3 months. So with
Yep.
3 months to the day, he could have lost it. Like, you don't have to have Sami Zayn being a long ass champion. He's over. Like,
Yeah, they definitely
Honestly,
missed the mark on that one.
unless Sammy's gonna eventually get the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE one, he doesn't need to hold a title anymore until he gets that one, like the main title,
yeah,
in my opinion.
facts. Which
Because
I don't think he's gonna hold.
Sammy, you think his best shot was against Roman when they didn't put it on
Yeah,
him?
I don't know. It's about time they're gonna have to start looking out the box for champions, right?
yeah,
Because we don't have the Brock Lesnar's anymore. We don't have the Roman Reign right now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, as of right now, right? And then you're
yeah.
looking at the roster. There's not that many former World Heavyweight Champions or WWE champions that are technically still active on the roster right now. Like if you
Right.
if you really think about the roster, there's only like what Kofi Kingston, Drew McIntyre,
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, yeah, like Randy Orton, like the
Mm-hmm.
list is kind of small for former world heavyweight and WWE champions. So it's to
Yeah.
me they're in that I saw this coming. They're in that weird transition where they're trying to see who's the next star, who's the next one that could run with the championship. I really
Right.
think that it's going to be Gunther. I really think that he's going to beat uh Priest at
Damian
SummerSlam.
Priest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, they got to start to, in my opinion, they got to start looking at. Oh, KO's a previous world champion too, but he hasn't had the title so
Mm-hmm.
long. But I mean, they got to
Mm-hmm.
start looking at possibly putting the belt back on KO or making Sammy a champion, and they really got to start looking into Jay, because honestly, Sami Zayn and Jey Uso are the face of Monday Night Raw right now.
Facts. So
So
my question is, because of where they want to go um as far as storyline, do you think that that's what's hindering Jay from progressing to get a championship?
I think it is. I think they're hindering Jay from getting a championship because of the way that this Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0 is going to play out, and it
Right.
doesn't make sense for him to be a champion in this storyline. So I think that is what's really hurting him right now when it comes down to winning a championship. Because if they put the title on him, then they're going to have to take it off of him real quick or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That
Because right
whole
now,
Roman.
I was gonna say, because right now it looks like he can't win the championship unless it's a tag team champion.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But what were
Now,
you gonna say about?
No, I was just saying
go.
like the whole bringing Roman back. We know Roman's going to be a face, but I mean it just doesn't make sense with Jay being the champion, or at least the
Right.
WWE or World Heavyweight Champion, whichever one I can't remember. But just
Right.
if
The
he had
world
a mid
heavyweight
card
champion.
title, then that would be different. But since they got him challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship and they got him up
Yeah.
in that class, it's
Mm-hmm.
not going to happen right now.
Yeah, in that sphincter of
Yep.
championship
All right.
realm.
Well, I'm glad that y'all brought up the World Heavyweight Championship because that's where we're going next. Damian Priest, with the help of CM Punk, defeated Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre after Drew McIntyre cashed in during the match, which I figured he would. I knew he wouldn't wait to the end. Figured he would cash in the middle. CM Punk came out, which we all knew, but then he proceeded to just sit there and just watch as Priest hit the South of Heaven on Drew McIntyre, and then Seth and them got into it. We're gonna talk about that later. But how'd y'all feel about that match overall?
First of
The
all,
interference,
first of,
the cash in,
what did
all of
what
it.
did what did that shit grade? A C?
Uh, I didn't see. It's not on. It's not on this one that I'm looking at.
The only way
That's
that match got a C was the C with extra credit. I don't know where the extra credit
that
came
shit.
from.
That shit was an F because Damian Priest, you just earned yourself a spot. When you lose that championship, you going back down to NXT, my boy. I don't give a fuck what
He
Triple H said.
he botches everything, man. Like he got
Every
so many
two
damn
back to back,
botches.
bro. Two back to back PLEs that you botch.
So
Listen, I get it. Like
that's all.
But
I was gonna say that's all y'all got
I
on this.
I get it. Wrestling is unpredictable, right? And botches can happen, and it's working your way through the botches and everything. Okay, cool. That makes sense. But the match in general was just it was ass. And then
yeah,
the whole CM Punk thing was so predictable. Like we all knew Drew McIntyre was going to cash in the Money in the Bank. I just don't. What I don't understand now is I don't understand the point of throwing Rollins into the mix between this feud? That's what
Yeah,
I'm not understanding. For what?
because
Why would they do
because
that?
because Seth and Punk they still have unfinished business from when
Yeah.
Seth went crazy on him at Survivor Series. That's why. And he blames Punk for not him not even having a chance to even try to get the title back because Punk got involved and kind of fuck stuff up. I was trying not to
but
cuss, but I
even with
did.
that, man, they could have went a whole different direction with sabotaging Drew McIntyre. Like they could have went a direction where he they could have brought AJ. They could have did something else, just a distraction. Like it could have been a different type of whole realm instead of just having Drew, CM Punk come in, attack them, beat them up, and everything. Like we've seen that already three
Well, now
times.
we see how SummerSlam's going to go. Like the thing that's so frustrating about it is because, like, I get that they're trying to create a story from it, but when you make the story
Hmm.
so damn obvious, like they did at Money in the Bank, now they're making it so damn obvious for SummerSlam because now Seth Rollins has vowed that he's going to jump into the middle of their stuff and he's going to
Hmm.
make sure that the outcome is in favor of Drew McIntyre just to screw over
Right.
CM Punk. Where's a
Yeah.
better location for him to do that other than SummerSlam when they
Hmm.
finally face off? So I mean, and then that's going to set up CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Like, oh my god, it's so
And
predictable.
that's they've already been looking at that being either Royal Rumble or WrestleMania.
Well, it was the original WrestleMania plan until Punk got hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to now we'll save the match of the night for last. Let's move on to the 6-man tag. You had the new bloodline. You had Solo, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga versus Cody and Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Thoughts, please.
next match.
Tongaloa about to get his ass fired before he even got hired.
Bruh, they got a compilation of his botches. Y'all know Thanasis, uh
Yes.
Giannis's brother. They got a
Yes.
compilation like that for Tama Tonga. I mean Tongaloa.
So this is to me, this is where they start making mistakes, right? They're rushing this storyline. They want to bring in, all these family members and stuff like that, so that they can capitalize on this. Think about this, right? When the WWE signs somebody,
Hmm.
they make sure that that person's ready for the big
At
show,
least six
right?
months. We don't see them. Look how long they waited for Jay.
SmackDown or Raw, if they're not ready, they're
Yeah,
pretty
Jay's
much on
still not ready.
NXT. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like they just throwing them to the wolves, man. We can care if your in ring abilities are good or not. We want to advance this storyline, and the only way we can advance the storyline is with y'all in it. So go figure it out. It's kind of like what they did with Dom,
Yeah.
right? That's what I feel like that's what they're doing with them. Like they threw Dom in the mix and they threw him straight to the main roster just so that they can advance the storyline with him and his dad. And it worked out. I mean, Dom turned out to be the workhorse that he picked up very fast and caught on. But you could see how green he was when he first started wrestling, and you could see it
Right.
so much in
Hmm.
the two guys that they just pulled in for the bloodline.
So so Tamatanga, he was ready because he was active even before he came to WWE. Like
Yeah,
he was active in New Japan. Like he just had came off from losing a title. Uh, Tongaloa, his little brother, now that's a different story because he was hurt and he wasn't getting as much action in New Japan that he was,
yep,
that Tongaloa was. And so Jacob Fatu, we knew that man was the MLW champion. We saw him, like you saw him all online. The fact that his in-ring abilities cannot be touched to be so big. The only thing that WWE did is, hey man, can you lose a couple pounds? And that man dropped weight like crazy. You know, So
Yeah.
because I was always because me and Trey was discussing like, all right, so out of the four, who's gonna be in it? And then we finally seen that they put Tonga Loa in the back burner. Like, yeah, this man ain't ring ready. Like it to botch a low blow. Your first appearance was a botch because you didn't get from under the ring in time to pull the referee out the ring. And then your next in ring ordeal was a botch. Like the only
Well,
thing that you could do is take a
that could have
bump
been nerves. It could have been nerves, That's nerves and
twice.
timing. Him getting
But
out from
then
underneath the
hold
ring.
on, hold on.
Nerves and
But
timing.
then the low blow botch, you hit your brother in the head. You punched him in the head.
Yeah, they just man, they got a lot of stuff. Like they in between shows, man, they
I
really need to have them inside
yeah.
the performance center, and
Now,
they just need to really like, because for me, where it's really going to show is once Roman comes back and then they do reunite the Usos, and then we really start to get this feud and stuff that goes on. That's when we really gonna see it.
so and that's the thing. Solo, he's doing good. Like I like Solo's character. I think
Yeah,
he's the spot that he's in currently. He's taking it all in. He's learned from Roman a lot, and he's
yeah,
exceeded a lot of people's expectation. I know when Roman comes back, it's pretty much already sealed that Zilla is going to be on Roman's side. Um, so he'll have Umaga's son. Uh, word on the street is that because of what happened to Paul Heyman, the first person that comes with Roman could possibly be Brock Lesnar
mm,
Mm,
because he's the Paul Heyman
my first
guy.
time
So they
hearing
could
that.
see. Yeah, they said that was. I read it on what's the wrestling shit that be coming on like Google.
Sports Keto.
Yeah,
Sports
Sportskeeda.
Keto.
Um, yeah, they were saying that it's a strong possibility. Like Triple H is working through his contract and stuff. Look, like Brock Lesnar, he's still signed. They just didn't have anything in the works. But this open thing could be Roman comes, tries to offend Paul, boom, and then Brock Lesnar comes to help Roman out. But it's just on some mutual shit to where they just
I
avenging Paul
wanna
dead.
you brought up Solo. Two things. Number
Hmm.
one of the people I was watching with said that I'll give him a shout out, Tion. He said Solo needs to no, JJ said Solo needs to change his music. What do y'all think?
nah, not necessarily.
No, I don't think he needs to change his music. I think that he needs to change his Titantron.
Yes, I agree. I don't think
That,
his music needs to
that's what it
change.
is. No,
I don't think
his
it's
music
yeah.
is boss mode. Like the music,
Hmm.
dun 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 dun, dun like it's something that you would hear like a big time boss would enter
It
into.
needs to be
You
more
know,
bloodline related.
yeah, like his
And
Titantron needs to be changed.
Yeah,
how do we feel about Solo pinning Cody? Does this automatically mean that he will face Cody at SummerSlam?
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
fine with
much.
it. I'm fine with
Cause
that
that,
Yeah,
because I mean
and
you
that's when
got
we get the Roman return to screw Solo out of his title match.
yeah, because you got to think about it. Solo is proclaiming himself to be the head of the table, right? And
Hmm.
if he's the head of the table, that means that he's the top dog. He's the headliner.
his
So I mean, there's
his
nobody else
last
in the blood.
promo,
Yeah,
his last
there's
promo
nobody
said
else
it
in the
said it
bloodline
herself.
that should be challenging Cody other than Solo. So
Exactly.
I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. We all know he's not going to
Hmm.
win.
No, he's not gonna win because
Something.
his matches, his solo, his no pun intended, Cody's solo match to lose the title will not be against Solo. All
Yeah, nah.
right, let's get to the best match of the night in all of our opinion. So we had Zoe Stark versus Io Sky versus Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi versus Lyra Valkyria and Chelsea Green in the women's ladder match.
Let me tell you
Tiffany
something.
Stratton won. Tiffany Stratton won. And then my dark horse Chelsea Green showed up and showed out That table spot was crazy,
Table spot was, yeah, it
and she
was.
almost won that. She almost won that shit. So shout out to Chelsea Green.
I mean, I don't know,
Um,
man. These women have had these last couple of Money in Bank. These women have had a fucking vendetta, boy.
let
They've
me tell you
gone out.
something.
They had like a group huddle or something, and they was like, "Listen, we got to make sure that this shit is
Hey,
three
everybody
times
taking
better
a
than
ladder
the
bump.
yeah."
Everybody taking a
Bro,
ladder bump.
that one that EO gave Zoe Stark,
Man,
and when EO was bit when she did that thing when she was bent over and like you know how she go on her intro when she like damn near touched the ground when she come out, that
Mhm.
was
uh-huh.
crazy.
Yeah.
They put
So
on
But
a
I just
show,
want to
man.
say
They definitely
also
did.
also shout out to Naomi. Like I feel like she put on a great performance that
Yeah,
to the point that when this women's intercontinental and US and women's US championship come, put one on my girl.
hmm hmm
I feel like she
see,
deserves it.
I feel like a lot of the stuff with the women's division is kind of halted right now because of they know that this is coming. And remember,
Yeah.
because we've been talking about it, we've been saying like the women's division has just been so slow. It's been
Need a mid card.
it hasn't been that good. They definitely need a mid card, and now they're coming with not one but two mid card titles.
which is
And
perfect.
I'm like, man, that's going to make the women's division so much better, so much
And they
better.
just signed another female
Yeah,
from New Japan. The one
yep.
who Mercedes Monet beat.
The women's
Yeah,
She took
division
her
has potential. They can
Stephanie
put
Vaquer.
together they can put together some really great tag teams, right? And let them go at it for the tag team. If you think about it, all you really have to do is have one main women's tag team champion and then put together two women tag team per show and let
mhm,
the women tag team go back and forth between the shows between those four tag teams, and you can make that women's tag team division so damn good just off of that.
right.
And
Yeah.
then you can let the rest of the women division fight it out for the mid card and the championship titles, and it's going to be
Mhm.
so good. I can't wait for it to come.
Yeah, because I'm
I
like,
want a I want a women's ladder match for the inaugural championship. That's what I want.
That would
like
be
that.
crazy.
I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get it, but that's what I want. I want a women's ladder match for the inaugural championship.
And
Bring it back old school.
I believe that's the reason why we saw certain, like you said, Naomi got her stuff off. All the
Yep.
women look good, but I brought up, I gave Chelsea Green a round of applause because apparently executives in the back were really impressed with her ladder match performance, and I think now because we talked about it, like Chelsea could go, like and if they really let like take the chains off and make her character a little more serious, I
Yeah.
think that could be they could be gearing up for her to possibly get one of those titles, fight for one of them titles
Well,
because
isn't she a former gymnast or something like that? Like she did
uh,
gymnastics, didn't she?
I don't know her background.
Or was I think something like that.
But when she
Listen,
was in NXT with Robert Stone, she was legit.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
she got on this corny stuff when she went to the main roster. But I could see her and Naomi. I could definitely see that being like a good feud for if they're keeping it the same way it is the U.S. Women's title on SmackDown.
Well, I can tell you
Mhm.
this much: Tiffany's cashing in that money in the bank on Bailey.
You mean at
Yeah.
SummerSlam?
And she go. Yeah,
I
and
don't
she gonna
know. I
win it.
don't know if it's I don't know if it's gonna be a SummerSlam. I don't know when,
You think she's gonna wait till the
but
next Money in the Bank?
no, I don't think she's gonna wait that long. But I'm just saying,
Oh,
when she cashes it in, she's gonna cash it in. It's gonna be on Bailey. She is the next women's champion. They've made that abundantly clear with just all her matches in general.
so that
They've
means
been
that
building.
Bailey's gonna beat Nia at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
Not necessarily.
I mean, yeah, yeah. We'll
Not
see.
necessarily.
We'll
I
wait
feel
till we
like
get
this would be
there.
the time. No, because Naya's been helping Tiffany Stratton this whole time. So like
It don't
literally
mean that
Tiffany
Tiff won't
could
turn on Naya. And Naya's
Yeah.
been
exactly.
cashed and Naya's been cashed in on too. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
So
hmm
So
All
she could
right.
just be like
Well,
using her.
Well, there was an announcement that happened during Money in the Bank, and it was one Mr. John Cena has stated that he will be retiring in 2025. He will go from January 2025 to December January 2025. So WrestleMania will not be his last match. But
Let's
how
make
did y'all
sure
feel
that they
about the
clarify that at the press conference, because the
they had
way
to
that he made
clarify
it seem like in the ring was that
they
WrestleMania was going to be his last match and then he retired.
I ain't lying because it.
mhm.
So people start counting. They're like, shit. That means we only got half a year of John
Uh-huh.
Cena.
Detected at the front door.
Oh my god, man!
Someone trying to
Listen,
break in.
I know, right? To me, the only way that I would be somewhat partially excited about, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm excited. John Cena's coming back, right? I'm happy that
Mhm.
John Cena can say that. Listen, I don't think that I can go like I normally do. So, it's about time to hang it up. So I'm glad that he has realized that. I respect him for that. I
Mhm.
also like that he said in some way capacity he wants to remain in the business. So we don't know what we're gonna see from John Cena in the future, or like how he might be, like what his role might be within the WWE.
Oh, we could finally
Uh,
get a heel John Cena, but as a manager.
probably could. Now
Oh,
we're
make the
getting a
C
we're,
Nation.
we're getting a full year of John Cena. Okay,
He said
30 appearances.
if it's a I'm about to say if he said between 30 to 40 appearances is what he wants to do.
Yeah.
we need him to break the record.
He finally stated it though. He said that he would not mind getting the 17 championship to
That's
break the
all I'm.
record.
That's all I'm gonna
So
say. It's time.
we
It's
finally
time.
got it on the books that
Yeah.
he literally said, because before it was no, no, no. Now we finally got a yes. You don't think Triple H is going to be like,
Two questions.
yeah,
Who do you think number one, who do you think his WrestleMania match should be against? Should it be somebody young or somebody from the past like CM Punk or Randy Orton? Two, who if he does break this title, should it be at WrestleMania? It won't be at WrestleMania, but who should he do you think the champion will be when he
Hold
beats it
on.
when he breaks it?
Why you think it won't be at WrestleMania?
Because
He's coming back for the Royal Rumble.
that is true. That is
I
true.
say he wins it at the Royal Rumble.
I'd say he wins the
He,
Royal Rumble.
he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. It's going to be his last one. He has to be in it.
Oh, yeah, this year he wins the
Yeah,
Royal
Yeah.
Rumble.
he wins the Royal Rumble, and then WrestleMania
Mhm.
starts
You're right
his.
because that world because he'll be going because the one Cody has is tied up. That's already tied up. So it'll have to be the World Heavyweight Championship, the Ric Flair
Exactly,
belt.
and then his last tour with his 30 or 40 after he wins at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship is going to be him touring with that belt, number 17 all-time record. Come on, man. This shit, come
Oh
on.
well, then I think I got the answer to my first question. He's going to beat CM Punk. That's going to be his last. That's going to be his last WrestleMania match. CM Punk's going to be the champ by that time.
I believe it too.
CM Punk's
Yeah,
going to be World
he
Heavyweight
said
Champion. John Cena's going to win, and because the way that CM Punk was talking about John Cena during his press conference, he definitely
Batman
wants to
versus
fight Cena
Superman.
one more time. He said
Yeah,
that feud with John Cena is what got him famous. Cena was in the ring when he cut that pipe bomb. He beat Cena when he left the company initially when he took the title through the crowd.
I mean, when you think of John Cena, you think of John Cena's all-time rivalries. I can think of three people. Of course, number one is going to be
CM
Randy
Punk,
Orton. No,
Randy
number one's
Orton,
Randy Orton.
CM.
Number two is
Yeah.
going to be Edge.
Yeah, Edge.
Hmm.
Number two is going to be Edge. John Cena and Edge went back and forth. Oh my God, for
Hmm.
years. CM Punk's definitely going to be number three. Like
Yeah.
you have to. And right now, Randy Orton's not in the title picture. I don't think he will be as of right now.
He won't be in
So
the one that Cena's going for. He got his eyes on
exactly.
Cody.
So and Edge is no longer in WWE, so it has to be CM Punk. I'm just
So
thinking, when
December,
is he going to beat Gunther for it? Like, when will he fight Gunther for it? Survivor Series,
Maybe, or he could win it at Royal Rumble.
and then turn around and lose it at WrestleMania. Man,
It be the John
no,
Cena.
okay.
that's true.
So WrestleMania
And CM
is the
Punk will
last,
finally get that main event that he's always wanted.
but
That's true.
WrestleMania is just his last WrestleMania. So
Yeah, he could get it back.
he's not done until December of 2025.
Correct.
Hmm.
So
But
whatever,
we don't have no pay-per-views in December.
They'll make one,
So
as of yet, exactly, they'll make one.
no,
or
they
I could see
they keep
Cena wanting
they
to
keep
say,
December as open.
or because Raw's going to be on Netflix at this time, so it might be a Netflix exclusive. John Cena final Monday Night Raw of his career, and that could be when he drops it. You never know.
I don't think he's gonna drop it. I think honestly, if it was me, in a way that I would do it, I would let him go the whole year with the belt, promote, because it's great publicity. Like, he's not gonna lose that belt within that year. And then once he gets to the end of the year, he sets the belt down in the ring with his armbands and his little shoulder
Oh, you
band.
want him to? Ew, you want him to vacate it?
Yes, sir.
Ew,
Yeah,
I would. I
yeah,
would
that's how
hate
you go
that.
off on top.
That's how
I
that's
would
how I
hate
would
that.
All right.
I
that's
would.
how I would do it.
No, John Cena is too much of a student of the game and has too much respect for the business. He's not going to just
I'm
vacate
not
it.
saying that that's actually gonna happen. I'm just saying
So
that's how I would do it.
December
Ew.
December 20th of 2025 is Massacre on 34th Street in Brooklyn, New York.
But that's a regular show though. That would be like a Raw. That's not a pay-per-view.
But that's like what AEW does, have a pay-per-view on live TV.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Because normally
Survivor
what
Series,
because normally what they do is they do that first of the
yeah,
year Raw, like, you know what I mean, like, and they treat it as a premium, a live event on
Oh,
television.
day one.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Survivor Series is November 22nd, 2025.
Ah, nice.
So I'm looking at the schedule for 2025.
Mm.
All right.
So
So,
Royal
uh,
Rumble is in Atlanta, January 25th.
oh shit, it's on my birthday trip. Let's go. Birthday
All right,
trip. Trey's 36.
hey fellas, I gotta break out of here. I gotta get ready to go.
All right, I go.
Hey, but real quick before I go, I can't wait to see how mommy.
And we
That
about to
is
talk
gonna.
about that right now.
I
You
know.
leave at the perfect time.
Hey, listen, she about to dig in that ass on Liv and on Dominic. So,
Oh
I have
yeah.
a theory, but I'll get to it
all
in a
right.
second.
Well, I'll catch it on the video, and then I'll give you my takes on it next week. Hey, yo, y'all be easy. I gotta go.
Peace,
All
bro.
right, peace.
Later.
And see, JD, this is how you do it. This is how a co-host leads his other co-host into a topic. We are now going to discuss the return of Mommy. Now, a lot was going on that Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
You saw Seth say it to Punk, but this really came into effect when Priest was talking to Dom, and the word of the night was consequences. Now,
Yeah.
consequences for your actions. Consequence, consequence, consequence. Now we saw
And
Liv.
he almost
Yep,
leaked it.
he almost, huh? Oh yeah,
He
he
almost
almost
leaked it.
did. He almost did. Now we saw this is the closest Dom has ever come to finally giving in to Liv. She
Yeah.
helped him. She helped him get his first victory over Ray,
Mm-hmm.
and then when she was stretching him, kind of reminiscent of Triple H and Trish Stratus
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. But uh, Priest kept trying to warn him, and then he even told Priest, "You starting to sound like my dad." And then he said, "No, I'm starting to understand how your dad. I'm starting to understand your dad more." And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Okay, that's another That's another thing that lets you know that Priest ain't going to be in Judgment Day too long because now he's talking to Dom, uh, like a child and like kind of like Ray. So
Mm-hmm.
Liv jumps in Dom's arms. They fall to the ground. She does that thing again where he tried to get up. She pulls him back down, and then he right when he looked like he about to just give in, they about to start making out. This is my brutality hits, and then
Hey, but
and then
did you
mommy
read his
comes
lip?
out.
Hold
What
on,
do you
but did you
say?
read his lip?
I missed it. What do you say?
Like they were funneling words, and she had, I forget what she had said, but I know he said you promise, and that's when she said yes, I promise, and that's when he was about to kiss her, and then
Mm. And
this is
then
my
mommy's back.
brutality hit.
So Liv runs out of the ring. Dom is standing there. He's shocked. Then
Yeah,
he tries to give her a hug. No, first she walks up to him, hits him on the chin, like, look at me. Mommy's home
yeah.
or mommy's back or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's trying to hug her. She ain't having it. It goes off camera. But in a WWE exclusive, you see Liv
They
Morgan
caught it.
peeking through the curtain, and then she turns, looks
Mm-hmm.
at the camera, smiles, and walks away, showing that her plan
Mm-hmm.
is officially in full effect.
Yeah, but then like they showed Dom running after her and stuff, like showing Dom running after mommy
Yeah.
once it went off air.
hmm
Yeah.
So there's multiple ways that this can go. I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out there. This is an early prediction. I think that the implosion of Judgment Day is going to happen at SummerSlam,
Mm-hmm.
and I think besides the Finn and Damien thing is eventually going to happen. They've been teasing it too way too much, but
Right.
Dom is going to make his choice at SummerSlam, and he's going to choose Liv.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to choose Liv,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how Rhea gets
But
out of Judgment Day and becomes a face.
but I feel like Rhea is not alone, and I feel like it's coming because SummerSlam is what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
It's August 3rd, right? Let me think.
So
Let me
have
see.
you been catching AEW, right?
Yeah,
Have you noticed anything different about the House of Black?
yeah. They they going by a new name now because it's only Brody and Malachi. They be teaming up. Buddy ain't there.
Hey,
I was right. It is August 3rd. It is August 3rd. Okay.
yeah, my boy is on it. So I mean, from what I know, AEW ain't got no 90-day clause when you get released or you ask for your leave.
hmm
They don't have that WWE non-compete clause. So if your contract is up and you with AEW, that don't mean you can't re-sign real quick.
So
And
you
for
think that
you
we
been
get
active,
you? So you think we're going to get the 6 man intergender with Priest, the with the Terror Twins, Priest, Rhea, and add Buddy versus Dom, Finn, and Liv?
I don't. I wouldn't go that far yet, but I do see. Okay, if Don makes his choice, Rhea, something happens in the play. Oh, you think you're leaving me alone? Well, I'm never alone. And then we get Buddy Murphy back,
hmm
real life husband, right?
hmm
What better to bring in a real life spouse? So
hmm
I feel like that's a possibility because when I looked and I saw, what's supposed to happen on Rampage, I was like, okay, it's only uh Brody King and Malachi. Where's Buddy Matthews? I started doing my investigation. I'm like, oh,
I mean, it's always been rumors that him and Malachi were leaving anyway,
yeah.
and that's why Brody King's been getting a lot of solo matches, a lot of time to shine on his own. And then Julia Hart, she's still with the House of Black, but she low key by herself now. She'll really be
Hmm.
doing stuff with them. But yeah, man, and then as far as Finn and Priest, uh, Yeah, I'm just waiting on that implosion. I think that that could happen after the. I think they could be the reason why he loses to Gunther.
Yeah.
I think it'll be them. Dom won't be involved. He gonna be involved with the women's part of the storyline. I think what we're gonna get, and then you've been seeing the memes on IG and Facebook where they said that Dom about to come out like Eddie when he come with the roses, trying to
Hmm.
apologize.
Yeah. So from what it says, and it said this a couple months ago, Meltzer implies Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews plan to go back once their contract is up. Technically, his contract isn't up until February 2027, but he could ask for his release.
Hmm.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, they actually said he's possibly gonna end his contract early to come back.
Hmm. I could believe it,
Yeah,
especially now that he's married.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so you got anything else on this storyline before we get to the last couple things?
Nah, I love it. I feel like it's awesome to do. A little old school as far as um doing the Eddie Guerrero and China, especially. And it's a real pay homage type thing, especially because both of them are deceased. Um, so I feel like that's a great
Hmm.
tribute to them. Yeah.
All right, so let me get a little AEW in here. Brian Danielson and Mariah May won the Owen Hart tournament for the men and women. So it
Hmm.
will now at All In. We have three matches. I know for a fact that we're having. One is Mercedes Monet
Hmm.
versus Britt Baker. But now we
Yep.
have Brian Danielson versus Swerve, who Swerve at the
Hmm.
last at the Forbidden Door press conference said that Brian Danielson is someone that he's always wanted to wrestle. He was on his list. He has a short list of people, and Brian Danielson is on it. Then
Hmm.
Mariah May, she won, and then she turned on Tony Storm, bloodied her on stage, beat up Luther. So that match
Hmm.
is now scheduled for All In as well. Before we dive into this, I do appreciate the fact that they made this kind of like King of the Ring, where they finally um gave something of meaning besides just those belts that they gave for the Owen Hart
Right.
winning. Because I remember when Adam Cole won it, and I don't believe that his got him a title shot.
It didn't
Yeah,
because him and Britt Baker have won them.
yeah, they did. The
Yeah.
couple won.
Yep.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But so now, I don't know if you saw this. I sent it to the group chat, but Mercedes Monet was doing an interview, and she was talking about having how in AEW she has so much chemistry with the people that she wrestles with. And then when she was in WWE, there was a few that she did not get along with, and you could tell in the ring because those matches were horrible. A lot of people think that she was throwing shade at Alexa Bliss, and I think Alexa Bliss even thought so because under that interview on Alexa Bliss, her profile posted a picture of the little emoji. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's always been rumors that Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks did not get along.
Right.
Because they tried to say, "Oh, who was it, Carmella?" And she was like, "What? No, I love Carmella. We've had great matches. We've torn the house down." So people, do you think that she was throwing shade at Alexa Bliss?
Um,
Some people said she was throwing shade at Ronda. I don't think her and Ronda ever fought.
they did,
They did. I
but
can't remember.
it wasn't for nothing meaningful. But
Mm.
I, to an extent, I do think it was shaded at Alexa Bliss. Um, it could have been Nia Jax. Um, it could have been like just any of the other women, like Shayna Baszler. It could have been any of those.
Oh, the people
But
that fight stiff.
basically, basically,
Strong style.
because she had chemistry with, of course, Charlotte, Becky, Bailey, and
The horsewomen.
Naomi, Bianca.
Mella. Her and Carmella's feud was
Mm,
good.
it actually could have been Bianca too, because I don't think they had chemistry. I think she was just put in a place where she knew she had to lose.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because they first match against each other was that WrestleMania match,
Yeah, 'cause I remember they teamed up a lot before that.
but they never
Um,
fought against each other. And then they teamed
yeah.
up. Like when she made her return, she turned on her. So it was, I just feel like this version. I feel like Sasha Banks was more um humble, but this
Hmm.
Mercedes Monet, I think she got too much dip on her chip.
Hmm.
Because
Do you think that's her being herself or just playing into the character?
after what happened in WWE, I think this is herself now. She still
Hmm.
chill with Bailey. Like they show her when she went to New York and she was training in the ring with Amazing Red. Bailey came out there. They still chill. They still get in the ring. They still train together and stuff like that. Like off camera when it's natural thing, it could be a part of her character. But like just with certain people, she still get along with. Like she still chill with Naomi. Like, and that's it. Those two. That's who she finds
Hmm.
legitimate friendship in. But I do feel like that to an extent, like she cocky for no reason. In
Well,
WWE, you had a reason to be cocky. Now, I don't
I
see
mean,
it. I feel like that's part of your persona.
you're the highest paid woman in wrestling. Of course, you can be cocky.
Yeah, and now I'm starting to feel like that was a mistake. I know we
I,
gave her
I, I
glory and
disagree.
satisfaction. Then I mean, we
Yeah.
gave her glory and satisfaction for doing that and for being like the highest paid black woman wrestler. To have a black woman to actually do it and to be at that totem pole. But now it's like the same thing with that Triple H has said towards Will Ospreay. Like, don't say you the best when you haven't even came to the big time, right? And you
But
haven't
she
really
was in
put
the
that
big
work
time,
in,
and she was the best.
right? No, and I get that, right? But then you go to somewhere that's you're part of the reason on why the numbers have dropped.
No, you're not helping, but I don't say you're the reason.
I say you're part of the reason, not the whole reason. You're helping the numbers drop. Like the
I think
numbers
Jericho.
been
I think Jericho is helping that more.
it definitely is. But
That damn learning tree.
and that's why MJF is back to try to give them their numbers back. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, but I just I don't know. And Ethan Page said it best. I've been wrestling for 17 years. The moment I came to WWE, it was like, whoa. I knew how to wrestle, but damn,
Yes, yeah.
I felt like I was. I felt
And
like
I
I
don't
was.
like that.
I
I
felt
don't
like I
like
was
that.
still green. Why?
Yeah, I don't like that because I know that Tony Khan and Triple H take shots at each other, but I'm really tired of a people
AEW people.
going from AEW to NXT and being like, you know what, this is the promised land. Like I didn't made it. Like nah, shut up. I hate that. I hate
No,
that. I
you
really
didn't
hate
make
that.
it, but
I
but
really hate that.
when they hit the performance center, it's a whole different thing because they don't got that there. You get what I'm saying? So it's like they
Hmm.
put them through the ringer. You still thinking about Road Dogg, like still back there putting people through the ringer. You got so many other like people who are current wrestlers and prior wrestlers that are coaches there. Booker T is still one of them. He put mugs through the ringer. Like I know you it. I know you made it big time. Let's see. And they get a dose of that tough enough type ringer that they get put in. And it's like, oh shit. Like I wasn't ready for that. But and is not only you gotta go at this pace, but you also got to your character has to be so precise into the accuracy. Like
And you
I
gotta
give
understand, like it's two different wrestling styles,
it
AEW
is.
and WWE. WWE,
It
their
is.
wrestling style is more to the performative aspect of professional wrestling.
But don't you see that
So
AEW is starting to try to travel down that realm and it's not working? Like when you say that this is the place where the best wrestlers are, I can count your best wrestlers, but then you got certain people that's being performers and entertainers. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, I got that. I mean, both companies have that, and it's just say what you want about AEW, but the wrestling matches do be on point.
All
If
their
you actually
pay,
go there
all
specifically for
yeah,
wrestling.
all their pay-per-views are it factors. Like I haven't seen a bad pay-per-view out of them. Don't get me wrong, Forbidden Door could always be better, but the matches that you get, the quality of matches that you get, oh shit, it's good. Like it's good. I feel like that
Hmm.
their pay-per-views definitely outbeat WWE's pay-per-views any day. It's just when it comes to the live shows, it's like it's not hitting the way it should. And I guess it's because their storylines, it either goes very fast or it's like just jumbled around so much.
Yeah.
Like
So I want to.
Swerve is not in a specific, like his jump with Will Ospreay.
Hmm.
That shit could have went for months, right?
Hmm.
Even with his old faction, they could have extended that jump where he had to fight each and every one of them.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like on some redemption type thing, them trying to get their get back, him trying to get his get back. Man, that could have been 6 months of a feud. But look how fast they went through
Yeah, that is definitely is a problem with AEW. Um, I want to
it. But I
end
love
off with. So I want to start a new segment um, where we get a question from one of our subscribers, and then we go ahead and
it.
just answer it. Now, this is from a subscriber named Brandon. Uh, I got this from him today, and the question I asked was, "What is something that you would just like for us to cover or answer for you really quickly?" His question
Hmm.
was, "Do we think that fans have buyer's remorse of Cody winning, and do they miss Roman because of the way that they treated Roman during his run about how he wasn't around enough? Do they now have buyer's remorse with Cody as the champion?"
That is a great question. And who, Brandon?
Yeah.
Brandon. That is a great fucking question, right? And I say that because it's not just that. That's been around for so long, right?
Hmm.
That has been something that has happened for many years. I don't think it just hit as hard as it is because of the current. And so to directly answer your question, yes, I do feel like fans have buyer's remorse. They wanted Cody to win so freaking bad, right?
Hmm.
But they wanted him to. We covered it so much, Trey,
Yeah.
that they had the opportunity to make history with Roman. They made history with Roman,
Yeah.
but they had the opportunity to make like forever history, and that would have been him beating Hogan's record,
Hmm.
right? Nobody's ever going to get close to doing that ever again. At least we might not see that until our late 70s or 80s.
Yeah. It's not going to happen for a really long time, if ever.
Right. I'll give it 50 years. So I might be 85 by the next time that happens, right? So you talking about somebody that was what? I think his record ended 1,360 something days, close to
Yeah.
one.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that, right? I had to look at the actual numbers. But people wanted Cody because of this ultimate baby face to win, to have his redemption story. And I'm not gonna say Cody's been doing a great job, so don't get me wrong. Don't
Yeah,
do not get
I
me wrong.
agree. I agree.
He's doing a great job as a champion. He's doing a great job. But shit don't hit like when Roman had the bloodline. That whole 3 year bloodline story, it doesn't hit the same way.
I think the
Like,
problem is I think the problem with Cody's title reign so far is not that he hasn't had compelling matches. He's had decent storylines going into him. He's fought AJ twice. He's fought Logan. Um, who else? He's defended against somebody else too. Or is that the only three times he's fought
that's the
for it?
only three.
But it's because we know where the story is supposed to go.
Yeah,
So it makes everything else void because we know the plan that they have and they're sticking to it. So there's not
yeah,
really any drama, at least with Roman, until Roman got to a certain point of the record. You really thought that KO was going to take it one of these times. You thought that Edge might have gotten it. Brian Danielson might have gotten it. You would People thought that our own co-host Jay, he thought that Sammy should have won. People thought that
Jay
Jay should have
Uso,
beat him. Jay Uso should have beat
Brock
him. It
Lesnar.
was multiple times. Brock Lesnar. It was multiple times during that 3 years where you thought it was a chance that Roman could lose it. We know for a fact
Yeah,
Cody's not losing this title anytime soon
no,
until at least WrestleMania.
no. And you were like, shit, and you remember, like, all y'all were like, you and Jay were like, shit, Logan Paul might do it. And I'm just like, nah, he's too new. But when you look back at it, it was like, because he's new and because he's fresh, he had a great opportunity to win it, right?
Mm,
LA Knight, you think about that. Like, so, and it's exactly what you said. We know Cody's not losing. Cody's
mm,
not losing it to a nobody. Cody has to
mm,
lose it to a somebody. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that Solo Sokoa isn't nobody, but he's not a somebody. He's not a Randy Orton. He's not a John Cena. He's not a Brock Lesnar. He's not a Roman Reigns. He's not The Rock. He's not KO. Like, you give him, he's not somebody who's been in this industry for 10 plus years, who has worked, who's been hated and everything. Since Cody has returned, he's been beloved, right? Cody has to go through this level of betrayal, but I feel like because Cody is at an age brink, is like you have to keep him there right now until he finally loses. But when he loses, who does he lose to? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
mhm.
who? I only see one person beating Cody
And
at
who's
this
that?
point right now. Randy.
Okay, you just read my mind because I was saying, depending on when we get this Randy, it'll be this Randy feud. It'll be good because of the backstory that they're going to tell.
Exactly.
But depending on when they do the feud, if we know Randy isn't going to win, how compelling is it really? The compelling part of
Yeah.
stories is if there is a chance that he could win.
It
There's
has to
no
be
chance that
50-50.
Cody's losing this before Roman or The Rock gets their hands on him.
Right.
Really, The Rock.
50-50. It has to be a 50-50 split. Like, even okay, so with AJ, it was like 65-45 to me. You get what I'm saying? Or
Mhm.
35. Let's do I'm gonna do the math right.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
65-35. Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
yeah.
But
hmm Carry the one.
like, I kind of, it was it was like the second time that they fought, I'm like, shit, AJ might could actually win this shit. You know what I'm saying? The first time, I knew he wasn't gonna win, but the second time, I was like, hmm, his percentage just increased. AJ might actually come out and beat Cody. Would I be mad if Cody had a short title reign and then, like, if he had a feud where he lost it and run it and won it back? I wouldn't be mad at that. That means he's a two-time champion already, right? Okay,
hmm
cool. It could be that's Tasha Banks and Charlotte Flair type thing, where you just patting it like you're just stacking his title reigns up, like how many times he's won it. Cody's won it once. You mean to tell me you're gonna hold this shit for 365 years just so he could retire with one championship win?
mm
That's the buyer's remorse. That's the
Okay.
buyer's remorse. Roman was a multi-time champion before this. Roman won the Intercontinental title. Roman won the US title. Roman was a multi-time tag champion. Roman was a WWE champion. Roman was a Universal champion. He was all of this before his long ass title reign.
Hmm.
He went through the trenches. He was one of the most beloved as a heel and one of the most hated faces.
Now, I this is what I want to say as far as Cody having this title reign. 'Cause let's say he holds it until WrestleMania, so that'll be a full year.
Hmm.
If we're saying Roman just got done with doing 3 years, Cody's about to do a year possibly. If John Cena wins the title and y'all say he's gonna hold it for the whole year, how many times are we gonna have? How much longer are they gonna have people holding titles for a one calendar year?
I I've said it multiple times and I'm gonna stay to it. I give you max three PLEs.
Hmm. It's about 2 months.
Unless the storyline is that good to where you could extend it. By the third PLE, that should be done. We should have a new champion, especially with the World Heavyweight Championship. Do I think that Damian Priest needs to hold it any longer? Fuck no. He's holding it because of the group that he's with.
He's
Judgment
holding it
Day.
for Gunther.
Judgment Judgment Day needs a champion. Like Judgment Day needs a champion. Rhea left. Okay, we got to have a champion to keep them relevant. No championship, they don't stay relevant. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And Seth Rollins, yeah, Seth Rollins would have been a great opponent for Gunther. They want to give Gunther somebody that's more his size, so it won't be looked at as kind of a squash match, right? And I get it. Like it's gonna, as long as he doesn't botch it, it will be a great match. Um, but so to answer the second part of the question, do the fans miss Roman Reigns? Yes, but I think that they hate Solo even more.
That goes to my another point I have. So I told you how JJ talked about the music. Tion is not sold on this bloodline feud at all. He said, I mean, this new bloodline at all. When Solo did that interview after Money in the Bank, and all he said was looking at the camera and said, "Acknowledge me," he was done. He said, "Throw it away." He's done. And I was like,
because
that was kind
because
of
he
cringy because now you're stealing all Roman stuff.
but
You need to have your own catchphrase.
so I like the SmackDown promo more than that. I like
Hmm.
the SmackDown one where he actually took shots. And so that's what they're playing off of. SmackDown promo, he took shots at Roman saying Roman couldn't get it done. He embarrassed the family. He did this. He wasn't man enough. And they were showing highlights of when he had to carry Roman and stuff like that. That was a great promo. That's how you build up. But you do that when it's like a week before Roman actually appears. You get what I'm saying? That's the build up, boy. Like, oh shit, is Roman gonna come? And then we get another SmackDown, no Roman. We get another SmackDown, no Roman. We get another PLE, no Roman. It is pointless at this point. And yeah, no, the type there's nothing wrong with Solo Sikoa's music. It's everything wrong with if you're supposed to be the leader of the bloodline, you don't need your promo saying just Solo and everybody walking out to that. Everybody walked out to Roman's music, but how many times did they switch stuff up? They put the Usos in the graphics. They put the whole blood. You get what I'm saying? Like they
Hmm.
added the Usos to the graphics, throwing up the ones. One thing that they did change, they changed how they throw up the ones. Instead of they going straight up, now they go like this. It's all like
Hmm.
that. It's no longer pointed to the sky. So you're gonna have Roman's bloodline, the originals, gonna throw up the ones like this, and then it's gonna be solos that throw up the ones like that.
I guess. Do you think this is the last thing before we get out of here? Who do you think we see first, Rock or Roman?
Hmm. think we see Roman first. Um, you have to do Roman first, um, and then you have to do The Rock. You don't do The Rock first because it's better to bring Roman in and then Roman finding out that it was The Rock that was behind this new edition.
Yep,
You don't
exactly.
bring you don't bring The Rock in to say that I'm the one who put this together, and then Roman comes out, and it's like, all right, that's 5 against 1. You get what I'm saying? You have to now be a builder.
Mhm.
Roman has to recruit an army. Roman has to get people. He has to go through this process of where it's I don't know Oos until they finally like, man, I can't let Oos go out like that, and Jay Uso finally come out and save him, or it's to the point where unlikely circumstances make Roman and Cody fight, but they still got beef. You get what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be one of those things like when it was Roman and Seth and during like a Survivor series and like they had beef because they had their own little squabble going on individually, but they knew they had to team up. So it's like they pushing each other out the way, but at the same time they teaming up. So it's gonna be like something like that. Um and it's gonna be it this has with Roman coming back has the potential to be like real chaotic, but in a good way. Because Roman was the leader who put out Randy Orton. Roman was the leader who injured KO. Roman was the leader who took who was coming after Cody. Roman was the leader who put Jay out. Roman was the leader
Seth
who put Seth out. Roman was the leader who was turning his back on Jimmy and stuff like that.
took
So
out Drew.
so even though Roman comes back and he's fighting the bloodline, he could still also have the same way with Jay when he went to Monday Night Raw.
Hmm.
Like Cody brought him near, but Drew still had beef with him. KO still had beef with like all these people was like, I can't trust you. So it could be the same thing with Roman, where
Hmm.
none of them trust him. Like, but Cody once again is that one like, hey, we need him at this point.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
But all right, everybody. I think that's gonna do it for us today. I appreciate the subscriber question. You can put your questions in the comment section of this video on the YouTube. I'll also be sending out stuff on IG if you want to DM us questions. Um, and then we just do it that way. But I like this segment where we get questions from the subscribers, see what they want us to talk about, just something new.
oh
Try to
yeah,
get y'all more involved into the show.
yeah.
But check us out on all streaming platforms. Check us out on YouTube. Uh, I'm your boy Trey, aka Treyway, aka OTR Trey, aka Thursday Night Trey.
This your boy OTR Mic Drop, aka the Oracle, aka Hood Lucha Libre.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.